So did Taquilla know what show she on? Because it's giving, I don't know what show I'm on. I don't know I'm on a game show. I don't know I'm looking for love. That's what it's giving. So, hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandi Yvonne channel. Of course, y'all know I'm your girl, Brandi Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows, y'all. This is Friday night, so y'all know we gotta talk Owns Ready to Love. This is season 8, episode 3, Tommy's Choice. Before we get into it, I would love it if y'all could please hit that thumbs up button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it where you like to share your content, comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought of Taquilla going home tonight. Did you think it would be her or Eunik? Was the right choice made? It wasn't my opinion. But anyway, let's get into the video. Okay, let's get it started. So we do see the men gather in the gentleman's lounge. I think this is the first time we see that, right? And they sit down and Tommy said, okay, this, we see the numbers are dwindling down. We ain't playing no games in here. This week is Tommy's choice. He said he gonna set all the fellas up on a blind date. And he wants them to really think about like why he set them up the way he did and really go beyond the surface, get outside their box, really dig deeper than looks and all that. Y'all know how Nephew Tommy do every day, every week, every season, all of that. So I believe it was Phil said in his confessional, he know that Nephew Tommy got a lot of stuff burning in his head and he don't know what kind of curveballs he about to throw at them. So first date. Oh, Nephew Tommy said also watch out, maybe some twosomes, some threesomes up in there. He told Marvin, not your kind. So anyway, Marvin was cracking up with that because he thought it was gonna be going like that. So anyway, the first date we see is Marvin. So we see Marvin came with that small bouquet of flowers. I don't know where he got that from. Probably the grocery store, y'all. But anyway, nah, nothing wrong with some grocery store flowers. I'm just kidding. So who comes on a date? Miss Taquilla. Taquilla said in her confessional, y'all, that she's disappointed that Habibi went home, but she's all grown woman over here and she is mature and, she gonna just keep it moving and, with the process. Now, let's rewind back to last week because Miss Taquilla said if Habibi go home, send her home too. Well, we did eventually at the end of the episode, but where was the self-elimination, Taquilla? And now we on the topic of Taquilla. Is it Taquilla or Taquilla? It don't matter. Taquilla. Girl. Taquilla said, did y'all see that interview Taquilla did with Crystal XO? I watched the interview and none of her responses were making sense to me, but she didn't really justify the colorism comment she made and all the things she said. She was standing 10 toes down for Habibi the whole time. She kept saying, oh, it's more to come. It's more, y'all gonna see more why I said this and that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So in my mind, this episode, even though they put her in the bottom, I was like, oh, they probably not gonna eliminate her because she was saying it's more to come, and they probably need her for ratings. So she was making the drama on the show. We ain't gonna take that away from you, Taquilla. You was definitely making the show spicy. So we appreciate you for that, girl. But then you got eliminated. So I'm like, what is there more to come? Unless it's in the reunion, because somebody told me on Twitter that they already take the reunion. So maybe it's in the reunion what we got to see, because nothing you said is now, no evidence is going to be shown because you went home. So we're not about to see you be mistreated. So what are you talking about? So that's all I had to say about that. But anyway, if y'all didn't check out the interview, it's on YouTube. But anyway, Taquilla shows up. Marvin is shocked to see Taquilla because he was like, yeah, I've been hearing that Taquilla said that she felt this type of way because she felt like I wasn't really showing her attention and all this stuff. So I'm shocked to see her today, but I'm interested to get to know her and all that. So he still put on a brave face. They played some kind of game, looked like table hockey or something like that. I don't really know what the game was called, y'all. I'm sorry. So they played the game. Taquilla was being real flirty in that leather top. She was having a good time. She's tickling him, making him mess up the game and stuff. So, she said she was flirting with Mr. Marvin. He said, that tickle definitely got to him and she beat him in the game. So they sat down. They both happened to order a chicken Caesar salad. And so she's like, ain't that crazy? We both ordered a chicken Caesar salad. And then he was like, I know, right? She's like, so what is your favorite food anyway? And he said he loved him a good old bacon cheeseburger and fries. And I said, me too, Marvin, okay? Oh, I love me a good old juicy burger. I do. It made me want one tonight, but I'm gonna try to do good. Anyway, she was like, he asked her what's her favorite food. She said a crawfish. And so he was like, oh, crawfish. He was like, I just tried crawfish. And so then she was like, oh, I know, because people, really love it or really hate it. And then he's like, oh, okay, you got you a Southern accent. He says Southern accents, are sexy to him. And in his confessional, she's like, yeah, I'm a Southern belle and all that. And so in his confessional, he said that he's not sure if there's like a romantic interest with Taquilla, but he definitely, was happy to get to know her more and see, more layers of her and all that. So anyway, but she going home, Marvin, so it don't matter. So next date we see was Chris, the original Chris. So Chris comes on a date and he doesn't know who's coming on the date. So we see this lady coming up with this snakeskin boots and a snakeskin purse. I got a pair of shoes and a little clutch that matched that same print. So I was like, come through, snakeskin boots. I want them boots. And it was the new girl, the wild card. Her name is Katarina, or y'all can call her Kat for short. She says she's a registered ER nurse, okay? She's a free spirit. She likes to have a good time. So she's the wild card. She's a very, very beautiful girl. So she came in there. Chris is like, oh my gosh, who is this? So they sat down. They get to know each other. They asking the typical stuff, y'all. Like, where are you from? What's your name? What's your sign? So she said that she was born in Jersey but raised in, I think she said Mississippi. And he asked what part, and she said 45 minutes outside of New Orleans. Who knows where that is, right? So anyway, he said he was born in Dallas but raised in Nigeria. And so she said, oh wow, my dad is from Sierra Leone. He's like, oh yeah, I can see it. I was like, Chris, you don't see nothing. So anyway, he was asking her like what kind of things that she liked to do, and she said she's really adventurous. She likes to just make sure she's living every day to the fullest. She likes to be outdoors. She likes to work out. So he said he's really athletic too. He likes to work out every day also. He said he really just work out so he can eat whatever he want. She was like, me too. And I was like, me three, y'all. That I could work out 4 or 5 days a week, okay? But when it comes to eating just a salad for dinner or something like that, it'd be a struggle. So that's why I'll be having to make sure I work out real good so I can eat a cheeseburger. But anyway, so Katarina was just, telling him about how he asked, what are some deal breakers for her? And so she was saying she don't like a guy that's like, just real even keel. Like she wants them to be excited like her, which I don't know if that's a good thing, Katarina, but it could be. She's like, I don't want them to be a dud. Like if I say we going to Spain and you be like, oh, okay, I guess it. And he's just cracking up. They laughing and kikiing and joking. They was cute though. The fact that they were able to laugh and joke together, and he was saying you came to shake it up, and they was doing a little movement. Like the date was cute. I actually really like this date, and like if you can't laugh and have fun with somebody on a date, then it's just not fun. So I enjoyed seeing that date. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of that date though. All right, so then I believe the next date we see is the group date. And forgive me if I go out of order, because y'all know how I do over there, with Phil and Taquilla came. So Phil's like, I don't know who coming on this date, but it was Taquilla. And he was like, oh Lord. So he was like, I don't know how this is gonna go, because me and Taquilla already done started off on the wrong foot. Taquilla feels the same way. So it's just kind of awkward. They throwing out fun facts about each other that don't mean nothing. She don't like dogs. He don't like cats. He didn't like the cat his grandma had growing up. So then Sierra comes in, because they show somebody walking up with these leather pants on. I was like, who is that? It was Miss Sierra. She's still done with the long blonde hair right now, okay? So she came through. And, Phil said he was happy to have, different personalities on the date for sure. He just happy Sierra came and he had to sit there with Taquilla the whole time. But anyway, he was asking Sierra, like, how did she get into her career? Because, she does fashions and stuff like that. And so she's like, well, she used to help style her friends and put their outfits together. And she's like, why don't I make money on something I'm passionate about? I always wonder how people get into being like designers, not necessarily designers, but like she does, like styling people and stuff like that. I always wonder how people get into that career field. But anyway, he was asking her did she want to be married, I think, or have kids? And she's like, yeah, she definitely wants to have kids. Like, that is the plan. She always seen herself being a mom. She want to have 6 kids. She want to have many kids as her money will allow her. She said these eggs is ready. Like, I'm 33. I got to, as soon as I got to get in the parking lot, I got to get started. She said, I need these eggs cracked and all that. I was like, Sierra need her eggs fried and fertilized. She is ready. So, then I guess they kind of shift the conversation and ask about like how young would you date, and Sierra's like, yeah, especially you as a man, like, would you date somebody who's 30? I don't remember how old Phil is. I want to say he's 39 or 40 though, but anyway, if y'all remember, drop it in the comments. So he was like, yeah, even 30 might be a little bit too young. He's like, really, because of the generational thing, because when it comes to social media, especially because he don't always be posting his booze like that, and the woman might get offended, like, why you ain't posting me? And he don't put all his stuff on social media. He don't put every relationship he's been in on social media. He don't be posting like that. Now, I can get it. Like, because I don't be posting men on my social media like that. Like, I don't think I've ever posted any guy I dated on my social media. Like, we got to be engaged or married if I'm going to post you. Like, it got to be for real, for real. So, I get it. You don't need to put your whole life. Some things you need to keep close to the chest. So, Taquilla, of course, she didn't like that, y'all. Taquilla was like, really? Because I be want my man to post me. I need my boo to post me. And so, in her confessional, Taquilla said, I don't understand, like, why you wouldn't post me? Like, why you wouldn't want to post your family? Family is different. If that's the wife, and you are married to her, and she's the mother of your kids and all that, that, of course, you're going to want to post that. Like, that's different. He talking about people he dating. Like, that's 2 different things. In my opinion, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, because some people be wanting to post every little thing they do, which is fine. So she said, yeah, I think there's a lot of emotional disconnect and immaturity with Phil. Now, I don't know how this made him immature, but okay, girl. So then Phil was like, yeah, I wonder why y'all think, nephew Tommy, put us together, and because, that's what everybody's supposed to be figuring out, right? So Taquilla was like, yeah, it's weird with you, Phil, because, I know at the mix ceremony, you had a little disconnect because of the conversation we had, and she said, I just want to know why you still holding a grudge against me. Now, when was Phil still holding a grudge against Taquilla? Because we didn't see that. Now, maybe if he not responding to her text or something off camera, but when was he holding the grudge, girl? So then Phil's like, oh, here we go again with the bull. So Phil said in his confessional, like, every time with Taquilla, like, I think we moving forward, but then she bring it back to this, and I just can't do it. It's too much for him. He said, when it comes to this process, this is what he told her in real time. When it comes to this process, I think if it's not working out romantically, then you just have to move forward in other directions. And that's where they cut the date, y'all. I was like, Taquilla. I tell you, Taquilla, girl, if you ain't doing nothing else, you making good TV, girl. And hopefully Taquilla find her man in Dallas. Hopefully she do. So anyway, then we see, I believe the next date we saw was Janelle. She went to, I think it was called Holy Pizza. And so she know who was coming to meet her. And we get introduced to Christopher. Hey, Christopher. Christopher was fine. He had that southern accent. Okay, I said, come through, Christopher. So anyway, Christopher, I can't remember if he said he was raised in Dallas or Mississippi or both or whatever. He said he's an entrepreneur. He has a company with his family. Looks like they have like a security company based on the pictures, y'all. That picture where he had the low cut, I said, where that hair at though, Christopher? But he looked good with afro too, y'all. So anyway, so he came up there and told Janelle, like, hey, like, I'm the new person in the process. I'm here to join this journey with y'all. I was like, they didn't give Christopher no script, okay? Because that's not how they usually come in. But it's fine, Christopher, we ain't even mad. So they making like the individual pizzas. That's what you could do at this pizza place. Which that actually looks like a cool, fun day. So Janelle let us know that her first job was at Papa John's. He's like, really? My first job was at McDonald's. So they were just talking, getting to know each other. And then he said right after that, he became a teacher. And so he said he was a teacher for 4 years. I was like, me too, Christopher. I'm still a teacher. Hey, boo. So anyway, she was like, oh, I bet. And he said he taught 4th grade, no, ninth grade, elementary, and middle school, or something like that. So anyway, she was like, oh, I bet all them little girls liking you, happy to have you as a teacher. And he was like, why you say that? She's like, because you attractive, you know, you look good. And he was like, yeah, I like your hair, your big hair, your teeth. He kept complimenting her on her smile. He's like, I'm a big person on teeth, like your teeth, oh my gosh. So I think then they were sitting down, or maybe they were still making a pizza. He was asking her, has she been married before? She said no, he hasn't either. Have you been engaged? Janelle has been engaged. He was like, really, how many times? And so then it's cracking up, and I was like, yes, Janelle, how many times, girl? So we find out that Janelle has actually been engaged, y'all. So then, let's see, later on they sit down, they talk about what school they went to or something like that, and find out they went to the same high school. And so he later on said they could have been at the same high school at the same time, but that don't make sense to me because she's 41 and he was like 34, unless it was like a 6 through 12 school. Because different here where I live, y'all, our high school is 9 through 12, but I know different places do it differently. So maybe they could have been, I don't know. So he was like, see, that's another thing we got in common. She was like, yeah, check it out the list, check it out the list. And he's like, oh, she talking about making a checklist. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, she liked me. So Janelle did say in confession that like Christopher, you know, he's really nice looking. She's feeling him, but she's also made connections with other guys and she want to keep her options open, which to me meant that she wasn't that interested in him. I'm wondering if it was an age thing, but then not really, because Quentin is like the same age as Christopher, I believe. So I don't know. I don't know if Janelle's feeling Christopher like that, but we're gonna see, hopefully, maybe. All right, so then let's see, the next date we saw was the group date with Red, Aries, Lee, Eunik, Herbert, and then Christopher came to that date as well. It was like a flag football indoor place. Janelle was looking good. I said, Janelle, come through with the body, okay? So anyway, Christopher came, he introduced himself to the group. Red was trying to throw little digs of shade at him. Christopher was like, you know, it was like two bulls meeting. So anyway, then let's see, we see them play the flag football. That Lee, that girl be running. You could tell she is definitely athletic. She be running. So then we see everybody sit down, had a little private talk. So we saw Eunik and Christopher sit down and have a conversation, and they're asking each other where they from. And so Eunik was asking him, is he more of a country boy, city boy? And he's like, just depending on the, you know, the time and the mind, the vibe, you know, the mindset and all that. And then he was like, but he definitely country at heart. She's like, yeah, same for her. She definitely country at heart. She considers herself a country girl with a city mindset. I like that, Eunik. So she was saying, well, he was asking her, like, what brought you to process, like, why are you here, basically? And so she was saying, you know, her past relationships wasn't good. She had a lot of stuff going on. She was married before, and she was like, oh, like it was no good. And now she is just like, you know, setting her boundaries. She is not playing no games. She not here for the BS. Like, don't play with it, basically. And so even Christopher was looking like, oh, and he started like shifted. His eyes kind of got big, and I was like, oh, she done scared Christopher. She done scared that boy. So she was like, yeah, like, she ain't here for no games. She ain't here for the mess. And so he was like, yeah, I see Eunik don't play. The Eunik don't play. She don't play. So then we see Lee talking to Herbert, and they had a good conversation. And, you know, Herbert was just asking Lee, like, how's the process going for her? And Lee said that, you know, it's been really hard because when she really likes somebody, she focusing on that person. So it's been hard, you know, dating in this group setting. And so she asked Herbert, like, why are you single? Like, why you ain't booed up yet, basically. And so he was like, you know, my friends would say I'm picky and I'm very selective on, you know, who I date and all that. And she was like, yeah, like, okay, that makes sense. And she was like, you have a good peace and energy about you. And then there's some people who they want to get with you because they can see that nurturing side of you and bring them peace. But then it's like bringing you down. And I totally get what they mean. There are some people who have issues and they get with somebody else who has it all together, and they kind of suck energy out that person. That's the best way I can explain it. And so Herbert said he didn't, you know, initially, sorry y'all, see a connection with Lee, but he sees, you know, there could possibly be something there. I didn't see it either, but, you know, maybe. Let's see. Then we see Herbert talk to Eunik. She kind of basically says the same stuff she told Christopher about how, you know, her past relationship, she went through a lot of trauma. She had to do some healing and all that. And Herbert kind of looked a little alarmed. And he was saying that he's not sure if Eunik is ready for this process. Like, she's always bringing up the old relationship, and she seems like she has some healing to do. So then we also see Mr. Red. He over there talking to Aries, right? And so Aries was like, I really like you, I'm vibing you, you very beautiful, you look good to me and all that. So, I want to get your number. It's cool if I get your number, and, maybe we can go out sometime, we can talk sometime, we can go to the movies, whatever. And so he was like, I know you like people who are direct and they're forward. So, I think you're attractive. You think I'm attractive? She's like, And so then they started laughing. I said, Red, you set yourself up for that one, Red. Red just set himself up for rejection every episode, y'all. It's sad. And then he gonna get back into it with Eunik next week. Oh, Lord. They keeping it going this season of Dallas. I'm gonna say Dallas is definitely bringing it, in my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments if you think Dallas is bringing it. Lastly, y'all, the last date we see is another group date. Maria is sitting at the table first, and then we see Kira come in, as well as Jessica and Phil and Marvin, and then Katarina comes up the rear. So first it's just Kira sitting at the table with all the guys, and she was like, what is this, like a boys club? Like, why am I the only girl here? Other girls coming? I will not be worried. All the other girls ain't got to come, okay? I can handle this. But anyway, the other girls did come. Katarina came. Jessica was like, who is this? Sitting in the confessional, she was like, okay, Tommy really doing these curveballs. Kira was like, oh, we have another girl come in. Katarina could tell, like, the girls were not, she's like, I don't know if they was really feeling me like that. So Maria is like, why do you guys think Nephew Tommy brought us all together? And so Kira's like, she thinks, like, to get them to know everybody better, because she don't really know those guys yet like that. I haven't really seen Kira put in my opinion, the effort to really get to know the guys. She don't look like she really trying to do nothing. Like, she could really go home. So anyway, so then her and Maria decided to go have a talk, but they didn't show it. So anyway, then we see Jessica talking to, I think, Phil on the side, and then Katarina, she said call her Kat, so we don't call her Kat. Kat is talking to Marvin, so she was like, tell me, you're more author, like, tell me more about that. And so he said he writes erotica books and all that, and she was like, oh, really? Okay. She was not sure about that one, but she's willing to give it, see what's up. So then outside, we do see Maria talking to Jessica, and he's like, I'm feeling you. I definitely know we have a connection between us. So I'm gonna draw a line in the sand and, put my part out there. He putting it out there like he feeling Jessica. I like that Maria is the first person I've heard this season really have some intention and really like draw a line in the sand. So, and say like, hey, I want you, I'm feeling you. So I appreciate that about Maria. I will say he definitely shows a lot of intention, more than I've seen so far with the rest of them, but it's still early, we got time, but I appreciate the intention. So Jessica asked about his previous relationship, like, why did that end? He said, him and a young lady had a child together and, trying to move in the right direction, but she was still in communication with her ex, and things are going on in that nature. So he decided, they would continue co-parenting, raising their kid, but he gonna keep it pushing, doing what he gotta do. And he said he comes from a long lineage of two-parent household. So, that's what he wants. Jessica appreciated that. Jessica wants a family. She wants kids as well. So they really connected on that. Maria said it's really easy to talk to her. He's really feeling her, and, all that good stuff. So they had a good connection, good talk. But the only thing I didn't like, Jessica did say, I'm feeling you too, but maybe she just didn't want to put it out there. I don't know. But I could see them, having a connection, maybe. Maria got them waves, so y'all see that? So then we also saw Phil talk to Katarina. She was just saying how, free-spirited she is, and because he's asking her about like her day-to-day and how it'd be a Monday and tomorrow she want to jump up and go to Jamaica. I'm like, girl, me too. Let me get on your level, girl. So she wants to do all that. And so he said, he travels a lot domestically, but now she's inspired him to get out the country. Like, you got your passport, Phil? Then we also saw Kat have a conversation with Marvin. And so she's just telling him how, like, working in the ER as a nurse was really hard. I can imagine. That's a tough job, and nurses are getting paid right now. So she said she shifted gears and decided to open up a beauty bar in Arizona, just something more fun. And now she is fearless. Like, she feels like she could do anything she wants. And Marvin was really impressed about her being an entrepreneur and doing all that. And so he was really intrigued by her and he really liked her. So that was really cool to see. Then later on we see, I believe Marvin had a conversation with Kiara, and she was like, tell me more about the Caribbeans. You can see they chopped that whole scene up horribly. But anyway, because they was just sparking up the conversations in the middle of the conversation for me. So he was, oh yeah, you know, my family, I guess, I don't know if he said his family grew up in the Caribbean, and he just always pictured himself moving there in the next like several years, and he want his babies running around in the sand with the soggy diapers, getting in the ocean and all that. That's just been a dream of his, and he's seen his family living like that, and he want to live like that too. Kiara was looking so uncomfortable. She was all shifting in her seat like, oh, this is tight. And she was saying her confession like that's cute and all, but she don't see herself, you know, running away to live in the islands. That's not the life for her. She don't want to be down there snorkeling and doing all that. I was like, girl, you just met him. Like, he ain't saying you got to run off to the beach right now. It's just, he just saying what he want to do. So anyway, like I said, Kiara can go. Then at the end, they were like, yeah, you know, we see the nephew Tommy, you know, why he put the connections together. And Phil was like, yeah, he bringing in, you know, the little monkey wrenches with Kat. And so she was like, yeah, hopefully, you know, it's going to work out. And Kyra made some snide remark like, or not too long or something like that. So in her confession, she was like, yeah, Katarina, you know, all the men liked her. She had a big personality and all that. But, you know, I'm not here to make girlfriends. So, and I know it's the Women's Week to be eliminated and all that. Girl, you were giving very much threatened by Miss Cat. You was giving threatened. All right. So now, y'all, when you got to the end of the episode, down to the gentleman's lounge, the gentlemen came looking right in their suits this time, because the way it was looking earlier, people was wearing hoodies. I wasn't feeling that. So, Christopher came in last. Quentin said he was looking like a member of the Jackson 5. I was like, Quentin, don't we hating? So, you know, nephew Tommy asked who were they feelings. He started with Christopher. Christopher said he really liked Janelle. He was really vibing with her. She got a good personality. Then Quentin said, you know, he's really feeling Janelle. Obviously, they exchanged numbers. They talk on the phone all the time. She's, you know, her personality, all that, which he confirmed what she said last week. Because remember, she said, we talk on the phone real bad. Me and him be talking for 2 hours. Remember, she had it worked out. Well, he confirmed what she said, y'all. So, not that we questioned it, but I'm just saying it's good to see, like, okay, it's mutual. Because, you know, some of these people be making up stuff in their head. But anywho, then Red was like, okay, enough of all that. So then Red said, you know, he loved him some Janelle. He didn't say love, but Red liked Janelle. So then, who did they get to? Chris. Cat, he said, that cat, he loved Katarina. Phil, he likes Katarina. Maria said Jessica. I was like, oh, thank God somebody said somebody else. But no, that was, you know, I knew Kat was going to, when she came through, I already knew she was going to be fine, okay? She came through like Cynthia did last season. Anyway, then every time he was like, okay, who y'all not feeling? Kyra's name came up. Quentin said he don't see any not physical attraction, but any, something like romance or anything there with her. Somebody else said Kyra. Before they said Kyra's name, Taquilla came up. I can't remember who said Taquilla first. Chris said Taquilla. And he was like, yeah, you know, at first it was cool, he was vibing, but then, you know, she told me on the phone that she had an issue with one of the guys because, you know, she was saying that he was not showing her any more attention and making connections everywhere else. Maria was like, oh yeah, I'll get to that. We're going to get to that. And then I think Phil also brought up Taquilla, saying that 1 minute she cool, the next minute she not. Then Maria said, yeah, Taquilla, you know, me and her, she was cool. She was definitely in my top. They even showed the little flashbacks of when he was consoling her. And he said, like, she told me on the phone, like, oh, I see you over there making, you know, connections elsewhere. So, you know, good luck with you on the journey. But me and you don't got to continue because I see you making connections everywhere else. And so he was like, all right, you know, that's fine. Okay, like, he ain't about to fight her on it. And I'm like, Taquilla, girl, ain't that the point, is to make connections in the beginning? Like, you supposed to be trying to make connections with everybody to see who you like. Like, that's the point of being on the show. Isn't that the point of being on the show, is to make the connections with everybody? Not to say you're going to end up with everybody at the end, but you're supposed to initially make connections with everybody to see who you like, who you vibe with, who you going to be ready to love with. Like, am I confused? So did Taquilla know what show she on? Because it's giving, I don't know what show I'm on. I don't know I'm on a game show. I don't know I'm looking for love. That's what it's giving. So anyway, Marvin was like, yeah, like Taquilla, one day I'm hearing she's saying that she's upset because I'm not showing everybody else attention, not showing her attention. And the next day she came on a date and she was all flirty and pleasant and happy. And so nephew Tommy was like, oh, what? That's even more scary because it's like you don't know which one you're going to get. It's like day and night. Even nephew Tommy was scared, y'all. So then Eunik's name came up as well. Christopher was like, yeah, like, you know, this, I don't know how she said it verbatim, but basically she was like, she don't play, and she, you know, she done been in some relationships that are a little rough around the edges, and so she don't play no more. I said rough around the edges. So anyway, then Herbert also kind of piggybacked and said, you know, it seems like she's always bringing up the past. She might have some healing to do. All right, so then we see them go on the elimination dates. What's his name? Marie. Went on a date with Eunik, and she was actually happy to go to a date with Marie, but she knew, you know, the men had met up, so she don't know what's about to happen. And then we see Quentin go on a date with Taquilla, so I'm nervous, y'all, because I'm like, oh no, not Quentin with Taquilla, because Taquilla didn't drag this man, had us thinking he don't like white women last week, which we already know that he didn't say that. So anyway, I was like, oh, how this gonna go? Now, I will give Taquilla this. She took it very gracefully being eliminated. She actually did better than I expected her to do. So, you know, very good for you, Taquilla. So anyway, we see them talking, and basically, Marie is talking to Eunik about her past relationships and all that, and she said, like, she learned a lot, like, the thing that was, because he was like, what are the straws that brought the camel's back? And she was like, that's the issue. I didn't have no straws. Like, you know, somebody would keep crossing the boundary, and then I would keep pulling the boundaries back. And she's like, now I've learned how to set boundaries. And she was like, I even got to the point where I was like, you know, being a little too like stern with it. So now I'm learning, like, I got to pull back. So it kind of sounds like she does have a level of self-awareness and definitely accountability. So I like that moment of what Eunik shared. Maria was like, you know, we did all meet in the gentleman's lounge, and we shared, you know, that, you know, you're always talking about the past and you might have some healing to do. And he said, but ultimately, you know, you are ready to love, just continue to have that self-confidence and all that. And so she was like, you know, she was grateful and took it very graciously as well. Now, production got me because I almost thought they was going to keep Taquilla, and I know that y'all played in my face on purpose. And I was like, oh, if y'all keep Taquilla, it's definitely for the race. So then over there with Quentin and Taquilla, he was like asking her how's it going with the process, you know, because you have to see, you know, sometimes you're not, you know, someone may be feeling you ain't feeling them, or vice versa and all that. And she's like, yeah, it's definitely been hard, you know, but I've been trying to deal with it, you know. And so he was like, yeah, you know, talking to you, I could tell, you know, you tell me about your past relationships. I could definitely tell there's been some scars there. Maybe there's some more healing that needs to be done. And he told her, ultimately, you're not ready to love. Taquilla said that she feels like it sucks, and she's heard that she was out here, you know, being open-minded and really doing the work, and it was not reciprocated and appreciated, and, you know, all this. And I was like, girl, what work was you doing? Anyway, Taquilla went home. She is not ready to love. Next week, they about to have a little hold down. Marvin talking about his fetishes. Red still jacking up Eunik about that thought comment. So anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all thought of the episode. It was cute. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll probably talk to y'all tomorrow about Love and Marriage Detroit. Bye.